Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen, a dating and relationship coach, and I help women to become their most authentic self to attract and keep great love. And today I'm going to be continuing the third video in my 5-part series on why men lose interest. And today I'm going to talk specifically about why men lose interest when a woman shows up in her masculine energy. And if you would like to get more notifications on when these following videos come out, you can subscribe to my channel below to get the notification right away as I make these next videos. So are you a woman where you've been in the dating space and maybe you're feeling frustrated because you've experienced men who've either you showed up with interest and then it slowly faded away, or maybe there was sudden loss of contact, or maybe they were just after a booty call, or you often find yourself friend zoned. With all of these things, it can be good to look at how you're showing up in your energy. So as women in this modern world, we spend a lot of time in the workplace getting things done, crossing off our lists. Even if you're a single mom, you have probably a list a mile long. And so we can easily get into this mode where you're getting things done, you're accomplishing things, you're proving yourself, you're competing with other men in the workforce, and it's easy to get into our masculine energy mode. The problem is when we show up on a date and we're still in that mode, we're used to taking care of things, we're used to being the givers and the fixers. What can happen is if you're interested in dating a masculine man, he can show up with his masculine energy, you show up with your masculine energy, and it's like the two repel each other. Because the thing is, what women are attracted to is ambition and confidence and leadership, and men are not really attracted to those things. And as women, sometimes we get confused or get it backwards. We think if we lead with our accomplishments, if we show up on a date with, I've done this and I've gone here and I've ran a marathon, that the man's going to be impressed. But men aren't too interested in what you've done or you have accomplished. Those things, he might say that's cool. But the thing he's more interested in is your energy. Do you show up as someone who is kind? Do you show up as someone who is receptive? Do you receive his plan for the date? Do you express your emotions? Are you sensual in the way that you move your body? All of these things are showing up in a feminine way that masculine men are really drawn to. And so if you've struggled with showing up in a date where you take charge and you order for him, or you say, I can take my own chair, I'll pull out my own chair, and you kind of push things away, it's an immediate indication that, okay, well, I don't know, the man's thinking if this woman's gonna, be in competition with me most of the time, because that's what it can feel like to men. She might be competing with me. And a man doesn't want a competition. He wants a place to feel peace, to feel rest, to feel like he has a woman who's fluid and able to roll with the plans and the punches. So if you're finding yourself with men who only see you as a friend or kind of ghost you soon after the first date, you might want to ask yourself these 5 questions to see how you're showing up in your energy on a date. So the first question is, do I lead with my successes and accomplishments? Like I was sharing before, is that the first thing that you present to a man? Do you show him how capable you are? Do you try to help him? Do you step in? While those can be respectable qualities, they are not necessarily, as I mentioned, what is going to draw that man into you. The next question is, do you feel guilty for not doing enough in the relationship or on the date? Do you feel like, oh, I should pay, I should, serve him, I should do this, I should help him fix that? And if you don't, do you feel guilty? Like there's something in you that's motivating you to do more for this man? That could be a sign that you're showing up in your masculine energy. Number 3, do you find yourself attracting men that are fixer-uppers? So as a fixer in fixer mode, you can be attracted to people that are, oh, I could help him improve his work situation, or I could help him heal from his last divorce. If you're wanting to fix, you're showing up in a masculine energy. Number 4, as I mentioned, do you offer to pay for dates? Do you open doors? Do you do the things that normally the man would be doing to impress a woman? Because that can be a sign that you're not in receptive mode, that you're more in doer mode, which is the masculine energy. And number 5 is, do you tend to dominate the conversation? So this could look like maybe you talk a lot, you are always asking the questions, you're controlling the pace, maybe you feel awkward and dead silence, so you fill in the gap. Or maybe it could be like you're telling the jokes and you're one-upping the guy. Those could be a sign that you're showing up in your masculine energy. So as women, I know it can be hard to switch out of our masculine energy into our feminine. And oftentimes, if we're in that mode a lot in our lives, it can mean that there's something in us that needs healing in order to be able to open more, to be more receptive, to be vulnerable. And sometimes when I work with clients, we work on both the healing underneath as well as the habits of what it would look like to show up in a more feminine way. And if you want more information about that, I have other videos on my channel that talks about ideas for forming habits to show up in a feminine way. So I want to share that if you are looking for a masculine man, it's important to know what attracts him, right? Because we could be thinking that we're attracting this man by showing up in impressive ways, and yet he's not really looking for that. And so it's not working with him, right? So if we want to attract bees, we put honey and we don't, put that bush or that stick or something that they don't even care about. So underlying all this is the fact what is our innate value as women? Do we know deep down that we bring a value to the relationship in our femininity that gives us that worth in a relationship? And as women, we often have that innate expression of energy when we're able to know our value. We come from a place where we know our being is worthwhile, and we don't necessarily have to do something to show that we're worth someone's time. So if this is something that you struggle with, it may be time to explore what's going on that prevents me from knowing that I am worth a man's investment, I am worth a man's helping me. Because when you do get to that place and you show up in a feminine energy, you'll find that oftentimes men on the first date will start planning already the second and third date. You'll find that they want to move the relationship forward, and they'll be consistent with you, and they'll put in effort towards what you're experiencing in this starting of a relationship. All right, ladies, I hope this video has been helpful and insightful to you. If you find this is something that you would like support in understanding more about the roots of why you're showing up in your masculine energy, because you really would love to be with a masculine man, I would love to support you. Click the link below to find out more about a discovery call where we can meet and I can support you. Also, follow me on social media at the links below and click on my newsletter to get more updates on events and workshops coming up. All right, my friends, so good to have you, and I look forward to sharing on part 4 and why men lose interest. Until then, see you soon.